Hi. Not hey, hi. Happy Monday. Well, I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but here it's raining. And it's Monday. The rain of Monday. But you know what? I woke up this morning and I was very motivated. I felt like keyed in to the things that I wanted to do, I needed to do, and I get to do. And one of the things that I get to do today is to paint with you guys with watercolors in the rain. And I thought, just because of the rain doesn't mean we can't do it. I mean, what's the source of the conviction that got us started in this whole thing, right? My neighbors are moving around and getting going. I'm here on my front porch in rainy California, just south of San Francisco, in a beautiful place. Hanging out with you guys today. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna chat with you guys about a few different things. See, maybe you're wondering, what's up with the sweater? Well, that's just to say, Monday I got your number, and you're not gonna get a hold of me. Hey, I'm not gonna be distracted by you. I'm not gonna be distracted by other pressures and other changes in the environment. Rather, I'm gonna hold on to that inner thing, that inner joy, inner peace. I spoke with some people around the world this morning in another time zone, and their weekend was really challenging in that they paid attention to a number of things that are on the web and really felt challenged by some things that are going around, and I don't know. When I meet with certain people, it kind of hurts my heart a little bit to hear a change of their conviction, a change of their plans because of circumstance that maybe they don't understand, and or because of circumstance that has no truth. It may be factual, it's information, but that information changes, And when I see people, to include myself, change my plan because of circumstances, change really the conviction, the source. When you discover a calling or a conviction or a motivation or that sweetness inside of you, and then you kind of abandon that because of circumstance. And I've seen that in my family. I've seen that with people that are really close to me. They had a dream, and because of a circumstance, which, hey, I'm not minimizing circumstances, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, how do we really encourage each other to push on, to push in, to hold on to that purpose and that conviction, and find pleasure and joy in going back into communion with the source of that conviction. That sound weird? It's not weird. When I spend time on Sundays, like thinking about Monday, when before and different professional seasons of my life, I would spend Sunday or Friday actually kind of planning out Monday. It diffused the scary variables of Monday. It diffused them, you know. I wasn't so intimidated by Monday. Not like in a oh, you're gonna beat me manner, but like in a way of, oh, I don't want to have to overcome that thing on Monday. And when I had a little bit of a plan, when that would arise because of circumstance, meaning the world, you could feel it in the world, you could feel everyone kind of getting anxious to get something done. Without a plan, I just kind of stuck to it. When I did that, it got me through and past and over being influenced in a negative way. Let me get over being influenced in a negative way. Well, maybe it's painting in your front yard on a rainy day. Oh no. No, but seriously, I think it's finding the plan, that quiet voice that we've been talking about for a few weeks. And then being bold and courageous. Going after it, I feel led to share my process with you and encourage you. And I'm not going to let circumstance throw that away or change that, I say no to that. I say I know the truth of the conviction in my heart. It's good. And I'm willing to take a risk to do it, to fulfill it, to walk it out. And it's an honor, hey, to get to do that, You know what? I'm seeing people that are coming by the house, one day and the next day. And I like it. What if there's a master planner? Yeah, a master planner, and he loves us. Don't disqualify him because of circumstances. Circumstances change. What if that master planner put or invited you into that plan before all this stuff started happening? What if one day when you were reading the Wall Street Journal or eating Captain Crunch, drinking Starbucks or working out or whatever you were doing in the morning, and you got a conviction about something, and it was easy to disqualify it because of your circumstances? Are you hearing that conviction again? I would say that's an invitation, So many times I don't want to do things. And I have been seeing such radical impact when I do the things that I don't really feel like doing, you know? We talked about that, right? Like getting rid of the I don't want tos. And I started to see an impact that was parallel to the desire of my heart. Like when I would just be obedient, you know, and kind of push away the I don't want tos. I think it's kind of the same thing we're talking about today. Is that it's like, what if we trust that the master engineer gave you a conviction in your heart, equipped your pantry, and or your tool belt, and or your life, or your bank account, or whatever thing that, or your soul, or your heart, he began working on you, and convicting you, and equipping you before all this. And he did it because he loves you. And he wants to invite you in to a process, into something else that's going on. You've heard some people say, we or I or you were made for such a time as this. I just want to honor you in this moment. I feel like what we're doing today, I mean, it's cold and rainy in a time maybe when it's not supposed to be, or when it's not historically that way. I feel like there's something inside of you that wants to hatch and come out, you know? I feel like there's a motion and a movement that you're being inspired to embrace right now. Like, right now. Hey, there's someone in your family, like a brother or a cousin. I hear the name Mike. My name is Michael, but I hear the name Mike. I see the color blue, and I feel like even if maybe something around like the Vikings as the sports team, or around there's a hockey team that's got like that. It looks like a shoe that's flying or something on their front. And I feel like there's a connection that it seems to be a great opposition between you and that person, and it's a lie. The opposition is not great, because actually there's a time of when you were kids, and I just feel like there was a time of great celebration that you used to enjoy together at carnivals and at times in your youth. There's even smells and scents that you remember about spending time with that person, and I just encourage you, and all of you out there, if there's a memory of joy that's arising in you about a relationship where there's currently division and or other things have seeped in. I just break down that wall. Remember how how walls are made? They're made out of bricks, and bricks are made out of dirt and out of water, and dirt is just dust at one point, and it's like, let us remember how that wall got, like, how it got built, and we just break it down. I just break it down right now. I agree with you where you're like, that wall looks so ridiculous. Yeah, and I believe that you guys heard the story about Jericho, right? You know, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but these guys went around, and the story in the Bible, and they went around this city called Jericho, and they walked, and they played these trumpets, and they sang a song, and they did everything in obedience to the direction that they were given by God. They had no idea that the walls were going to fall down. They're out there wandering around this city, this huge city with these huge walls, and just doing what that whisper in their heart advised them to do. Well, I say that it's going to be kind of odd for some of you, but that the encouragement that I am releasing now, that you can release as well, that vibration is breaking down walls in your life and in people's lives around you. That the sound of the rain that you hear is actually, have you ever seen the power and authority of water? Man, water is intense. What it can erode and wash away and cut grooves in, and they have these drills that are made out of super high pressure water that can just cut things super clean, cleaner than any knife can cut it. You gotta look it up. But yeah, what if just a raindrop, the noise of rain, the noise of water, is actually breaking down a wall? You're letting it open up your heart right now. Hey, look, nobody's around. It's just me and you hanging out. Nobody else is around right now with you. So, with the sound of heaven, the sound of rain, and the sound of me painting this thing, and the sound of my voice, and the love that has been seated inside of me, I release that vibration over the sound waves right now, and I come against all this negative sound waves, and I say, hey, I am created with a purpose. I'm created and put here, and my life, I have been equipped before all this garbage started happening. I was ordained and aligned and set apart by my Father, and called into quiet time with Him, and called into intimacy with Him for such a time as this, to where I can stand in this place and all the noise and variables and what's going on around. I say, hey, it's just noise. And I cut through that right now. I cut through it like a hot knife in butter. I cut through it with love. I cut through it with the sound of heaven, with the sound that I'm hearing in my heart, that I'm releasing and speaking to you and encouraging you. I mean, this is not scripted. I didn't come out here with a plan of exactly what I was going to say, and nothing wrong with doing that either. You can do that, but I didn't do that. I came out here knowing that it was Monday, and knowing that there's a lie over this, and what's happening to the anxiety of Monday? Well, it's probably happening and forming in some other way, and I felt like, man, forget that. We were made for such a time as this. There's a plan that you've been given in your heart. There's an equipping that God, our Father in heaven, will not be mocked and said, oh, you're behind the ball. No, He's not behind the ball. He's not behind the ball. He's not losing. This is not a... There's a victory that has happened, and He is inviting us into the revelation of understanding that. And so let's take a part of it with that conviction, that whisper in our heart that's breaking down walls in relationships that we have. What can I do? What can I do? All these bad things, or what's going on? What is it that I can do? I want to have an impact. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Loving those people. Recalling that sweet conviction, that quiet conviction that you had before all this started happening. You know, I was really thinking about doing A, B, and C, but I disqualified it because it just didn't make sense. Maybe now it's starting to make sense. We need you. I need you. Your family needs you. This is like, you know, one person's a finger, one person's a hand, one person's the arm, you know, one person's the elbow. You know, all these different parts and facets. And, you know, hey, this is a call out to you, you know. I feel such a deep compassion in my heart right now. I almost feel overwhelmed by what's happening, by what is being released to you. And I want to keep it to 22 minutes. I kind of didn't do that recently, but I do want to honor that. So I've just got a little bit more time. And hey, if you're out there, know that when we are called into communion, that when we eat bread, we can make recollection in our heart about Jesus and about what he did and how he died on the cross and how his body was broken for our redemption, for us to be eternally close to him. That when his blood was shed, that his blood, when we drink water, when we drink wine, when we drink at the time of communion, and we acknowledge him in our heart and receive that his blood covers our sin and that washes over us and makes us clean and convicts us of our righteousness, of our right standing with him. It's beautiful. So, so today that's what I'm going to do with you. I take this piece of bread and this could be my breakfast. I haven't really eaten anything yet, or it could be my lunch. It doesn't matter. But it's symbolic, but yet very real. So I wanted to share that with you today. So we just take this piece of bread and let it represent Christ's body, and that it has been broken for me, and get the message in my heart that I hear, the conviction that I rest in is from him. And then the world will tell you that will always be reminding you of your sin and of your unrighteousness and of all the things that you've done wrong. But in communion, we when you drink the wine, or you drink the water, or you drink whatever it may be, it represents the righteousness. And so I do that with you now, and I just celebrate today. My heart is super soft. Bless you guys. Bless you so much. I love you. And we'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m.